Hi, Tom Higgins here, Managing Director and Mortgage Loan Originator for Luxury Mortgage. My NMLS ID is 40080. And today I wanted to talk about credit reporting. So if we were to take a look at, what goes into getting a mortgage, one of those characteristics or aspects of the loan is going to be your credit report. And so I wanted to talk about how deep of a dive we look at your credit report. So credit reports are no longer just scores, really, and just a look at what accounts you may have opened. They're really kind of a deep dive. They go over a bunch of things. It's really more of a verification tool now than maybe it really ever was. A couple other interesting facts. We're going to talk about what else is in there, but let's talk about a couple of very interesting facts about a credit report. First and foremost, when a bank is approving your mortgage, we are using very old versions of your credit report because mortgages are ultimately sold to aggregate investors, and they buy these loans from mortgage companies and even local banks, and they kind of pool them together, and now these loans all bundled together take on a certain amount of risk, or they take on a profile, and we base that profile, or that profile is based on risk characteristics such as a credit report. So if we had newer credit reports, that risk may not be as well understood until it's had some history, right? So what we do is we use older credit reports. So if you're using, say, a credit service, a lot of times we find out that people will look at that and they'll say they have 800 credit scores, but when a bank pulls their credit, they have a 700 credit score, and they're like, what is the difference? The difference is really the version, age. So you're looking at 8, 9, and 10, and we're looking at 4, 5, and 6. So you'll often see, I do believe that myfico.com was an internet service that one of our clients was using, and the numbers were just absolutely dead on. So if they said, here's my credit scores, I pulled and it was their credit scores. And it's really one of the only times that we ever see that. So I believe it's MyFICO, and they're using the older versions. So that's helpful information for you. So that if you wanted an online service where you could check your credit scores, you could check out MyFICO. Other reasons I like that website, I could make an entire video just on that. But another reason I like their another reason I like their website is because there's forums, and there's also contributors who work at MyFICO to actually give you data and information. It's really a pretty helpful site. So on your credit report, we are going to look at your credit report is actually going to give us 3 scores: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. It's also going to give us codes about how often you've pulled credit. We call those credit inquiries. And it's going to tell us who pulled your credit, how long ago they pulled your credit. And we're basically looking for credit inquiries in the last 6 months that don't show up as new accounts. By the way, accounts on a credit report, we call them trade lines. Okay. I could make a video just on how to have great credit scores, and maybe I'll do that next. But for the time being, we call those trade lines. Okay. We're also going to take a look at public records such as bankruptcies, okay? If you ever had a bankruptcy or any kind of collection accounts, those are going to show up, or any kind of judgments, those are also going to show up on a credit report, and they're actually going to impact your credit score. A lot of people don't know that. They say, I had a judgment against me, for either a credit card or maybe a rent or something like that. How does that play into it? It's actually going to affect your credit score if it's within a certain age, okay? Other things the credit reports do these days, they actually do an OFAC check, which is the Office of Foreign Asset Control check. And that basically makes sure that you're not on a watch list. If you're on that watch list, we probably have a whole bunch of other steps that we have to take, of course. And let's see what else. Oh, it also does things like address variance. So it does a search on what other addresses you might have worked at, what other jobs you may have worked at. I mean, these databases are very robust these credit report agencies have. The amount of data is amazing. So they give us all of this data to kind of back up what we have. During the loan process, you're going to be asked to verify some of it. So, let's say you lived at Broadway Street and it pulls up on your credit report. The underwriter is going to say, hey, you don't own Broadway, right? We just want to make sure that you don't actually have any additional debt we didn't know about. Do you own Broadway? And so they'll ask you to write a letter stating that maybe you rented it, you don't currently own it. So a lot of different things in a credit report. If you want to talk more about your credit and how your credit relates to maybe an actual loan approval, I'm a perfect person to have that conversation with, okay? I'm not a credit repair agency at all, but I'm certainly able to take a look at a credit report, tell you what's good and bad about it, how to improve it, and how it works with a mortgage. So that's definitely well within my wheelhouse. So Tom Higgins, I'm very easy to get in touch with. The best way is my cell phone, 781 789-9436, or you can always email me, thiggins@luxurymortgage.com. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.